On to the 8th and final stage of the Critérium du Dauphiné. Tadej Pogačar has dominated this 77th edition and could even reach the milestone of 100 career victories if he takes the honours today. However, the Slovenian may be happy to simply defend his yellow and blue jersey. Jonas Vingegaard trails by a minute, and while he hasn't been able to match Pogačar in the mountains this week, the Dane still feels that he's on the right track for the Tour de France.
I mean, of course, it would be nice to take the overall victory here. So, I mean, yeah, the race is not finished and we just have to do everything we can. Yesterday was very good, but I do still think that I can get better. So I can't put a number on it, but I'm pretty sure I can get better.
Florian Lipovitz has been one of the revelations of this Dauphiné, which he's on course to finish in 3rd place overall. The 24-year-old German is then set to get his first taste of the Tour, no doubt riding in support of Primož Roglič.
I think I'm happy with how the position is right now. Yeah, we have to see how the others will ride today, and yeah, but I'm happy if we can go to the finish like this and finish off this race well. I think I showed I can race good in 1 week, and yeah, so we will see then on the next Grand Tour how it goes.
Well, this was also Romain Bardet's last day as a professional bike rider. The man who won 4 Tour de France stages, memorably taking yellow on the opening day last year, was given a touching send-off by his fellow riders. It's really heartwarming. Even if the peloton is always getting younger, I've always felt at home with the guys. And they have pushed me to always keep improving, to stay competitive until my very last race day. It's got harder and harder, but I leave with absolutely no sense of bitterness. I feel very happy to have been part of this peloton. Well, stage 8 isn't as tough as yesterday, but there are still 3,500 metres of climbing. The final hike up the Col de Moncenis will certainly sting the legs. It's 9.6k at 6.9% before a 5-kilometre plateau to the finish line. If there's no GC action, this could be one for the breakaway. Well, 11 riders got into that breakaway and they built a maximum lead of 4 minutes before the peloton started to reel them back in. Mathieu van der Poel was up there looking to take back the green jersey from Pogačar, and he picked up a maximum haul of 10 points at the intermediate sprints. The issue for the breakaway was the presence of Enric Mas, who began the day 10th overall. No sweat for Pogačar, but a bit too close for some of the other riders in the top 10. He had the support of a teammate in Ivan Romeo, and there were lots of strong climbers in the group. Sepp Kuss, Valentin Paré-Pantre, Ben Healy, Lenny Martinez, Maxim van Hils and Alexei Lutsenko. With Mas at the front, Uno-X Mobility began chasing to defend Tobias Johannesson's 5th place overall, the Norwegians keeping the gap at under 3 minutes. Well, Van der Poel had actually pushed on solo after the intermediate sprint, the Dutchman leading his fellow escapees by 45 seconds. The break approaching the 4th of the day's 6 climbs, the Côte de Saint-André. Van der Poel was still plugging away nicely and he reached the summit 50 seconds clear. Bruno Armirail then pounced to take the remaining points, the Frenchman becoming the virtual leader of the points classification ahead of Pogačar. A bit of rain starting to fall, which meant taking extra care on the descents.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, Van der Poel just about keeping it on 2 wheels. The former world champion leading them into the final part of the stage. Next up was the Côte d'Ossois, 6.3 kilometres at 6.2%. Van der Poel once again first over the top with Armirail in second. The French time trial champion would win the mountains classification as long as Pogačar, Buitrago or Higuita didn't take maximum points on the final climb. Well, the breakaway still believed in their chances, and Mas put Romeo to work on the run into the Col du Moncenis, the Spanish ruler emptying the tank for his leader. That enabled the chasers to catch Van der Poel with just over 16 kilometres to go. Romeo still hammering on the pedals, and he would come to an absolute standstill once they hit the climb itself. Van der Poel also sitting up, and they were soon caught by the peloton, now led by UAE. Only 6 left at the front: Van Hils, Paré-Panche, Healy, Mas, Kuss and Martinez, and it was Mas who launched an incisive attack after all that work from Romeo. Martinez was the only man who could follow the Spaniard. Well, UNO-X then suddenly upping the tempo again in the GC group, which caught a few riders out.
Oh, and a crash in the group as they go uphill.
6th placed Paul Sexas was among those to hit the deck, and it wouldn't be easy to close the gap again, especially with Johannesson making his move. A few minutes later, it was Remco Evenepoel who attacked, with Vingegaard and Pogačar on the wheel. Florian Lipovitz not able to follow.
And now an attack from Martinez. Big move by the Frenchman.
Lenny Martinez with a stinging attack at the front, leaving Mas in his dust. And there was then more action in the GC group before the summit, with Vingegaard attacking, but Pogačar was right on the wheel.
And Vingegaard decides it's time to go. Attack of Jonas Vingegaard, and Pogačar matches.
At this point, everybody in the breakaway had been caught except Martinez, who still had 45 seconds over the top 2. The 21-year-old would have to dig deep for his 3rd win of the season after successes at Paris-Nice and the Tour de Romandie. The Frenchman maintaining his lead, though, at the summits. There was still 5 kilometres to cover across this plateau, but Pogačar and Vingegaard weren't chasing too hard, and Martinez would be able to celebrate another impressive victory.
He joined the breakaway today. Absolute elation for this rider, the 21-year-old from Cannes in France. From a family of cyclists, he takes his 3rd World Tour victory of this season. Lenny Martinez, elation for the Frenchman as he takes the final stage.
Well, this hasn't necessarily been the week Lenny Martinez was hoping for in terms of GC, but the Bahrain victorious man finished it on a high note with his 9th career win. All 3 of his victories this season have come at World Tour stage races, and he was the only French stage winner this week. It's good to get a stage win, but I came here for GC. In the end, things didn't go very well overall, but with the team we managed to save the week in these last few days. Martinez winning by 34 seconds on the final day from Vingegaard and Pogačar, with Jorgensen and Evenepoel leading in the rest. Sexas dropped just over 2 minutes after his crash, coming in 13th, and the week belonged to Pogačar.
The fans are here. Only positives this week.
A lot of positives, and all the negatives we turn into positives, so all good. Yeah.
Victory number 99 for Pogačar, whose final winning margin was 59 seconds over Vingegaard. No change in the top 5 today, but Jorgensen and Mas both moved up, with Sexas slipping to 8th. Pogačar also finished with the green jersey. He and Van der Poel both took 10 points on the final day, but the Slovenian won it by virtue of his 3 stage wins. Bruno Armoride did enough to snatch the polka dot jersey though, the Frenchman finishing 3 clear of Pogačar after picking up 17 on this final stage. And Lipovitz rounded out his impressive week by finishing as the best young rider ahead of Evenepoel and Sexas. We wish Bardet all the best for his retirement, and we look forward to seeing these guys at the Tour de France when it kicks off on July the 5th. Join us then, and thanks for watching.